Amy Duggar King shares husband Dillon's severe injury. Amy Duggar King recently shared a devastating health update concerning her husband Dillon. The reality star and her husband had previously become known to audiences through various reality shows. Notably, this came after Amy shared a health update concerning Dillon earlier this month. Amy and Dillon previously appeared on Marriage Boot Camp. Reality stars. Amy is a member of the Duggar family who was featured in the TLC series 19 Kids and Counting, previously 17 Kids and Counting. The series focused on the children Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar. Amy is the daughter of Jim Bob's sister Deanna. Notably, Amy also appeared on the family's various TLC series, including the Counting On spin-off. In 2015, Amy married Dillon Gray King. Their son Daxton Ryan was born in 2019. Notably, Amy and Dillon were featured on Marriage Boot Camp, reality stars. In a recent conversation with People, Amy shared a distressing health update with fans concerning her husband Dillon. As Amy noted, Dillon was suffering pains that eventually couldn't be ignored. Amy shared, "After continued pain and concerns that could no longer be ignored, we sought medical attention, only to receive news no one ever expects to hear. Dillon has been diagnosed with a severe diaphragmatic rupture, an extremely rare and dangerous condition that has caused vital organs, including his kidney and parts of his digestive system, to shift into his chest cavity. Reportedly, through CT scans, doctors discovered a 4-inch tear in his diaphragm. It was found that some of Dillon's organs, like his right kidney, colon, appendix, and small intestines, were displaced inside him." Amy noted, "Doctors have made it clear that this is not a quick fix. The risks are high, the procedures complex, and the recovery uncertain. At this time," she noted, "we are taking this one moment at a time, clinging to hope, prayer, and the wisdom of the medical teams who are now walking this road with us." Amy Duggar Hill previously shared a health update concerning her husband on Instagram. Reportedly, Dillon is currently hospitalized. However, he is said to be in a stable condition. As Amy noted, "This has shaken our family deeply. Dillon is a fighter. Anyone who knows him knows his strength, but even the strongest among us sometimes face battles we never anticipated. We will share more as we're able, but for now, our focus is on Dillon's health, our family's faith, and the fight in front of us." Earlier this month, Amy shared that Dillon was receiving medical treatment around the time of his birthday. The carousel post opened up with an image of Dillon in the hospital. This was followed with various photos of him with family. At the time, Amy noted, "Happy birthday to my favorite person on the planet. Y'all, I adore this man. Dax has the best dad on the planet, and he's so loved by so many family and friends." Amy continued, "Normally we'd be celebrating in a huge way, but currently we are facing some possible life-threatening medical concerns. Today, I'd like to ask for some prayers on his behalf. I know God has him, but we welcome the prayers. I can't think of a better gift for him." She concluded the post, "Dillon, we can get through anything together. In the tender chaos of everyday life, few moments ever prepare us for sudden tragedy." Amy Duggar King, reality TV personality, singer, and beloved cousin to the famous Duggar family, recently revealed an event that shook the very foundations of her world. Her husband, Dillon King, suffered a severe injury that has left their family reeling and reflecting on the fragility of life. It was an ordinary day, quiet even. There was nothing in the air to warn Amy of the phone call that would come just hours later. Dillon, who has always been known as adventurous, strong-willed, and fiercely protective of his family, had been involved in a devastating accident. The details, though painful, were shared by Amy with raw honesty and a trembling voice that carried more emotion than words ever could. "He shouldn't have walked away from it," she confessed through tears in a heartfelt Instagram video that has since gone viral. "He shouldn't have even survived." Amy, who has always balanced her reality TV fame with authenticity and candid glimpses into her personal life, didn't shy away from the horror of what happened. Dillon had been working on a home project, a seemingly routine task, when a freak accident caused a catastrophic injury. Though the exact nature of the injury wasn't immediately disclosed in detail, Amy described it as the scariest thing we've ever faced as a family. She detailed the moment she saw him in the emergency room, covered in blood, barely conscious, and clinging to life. It was like something out of a nightmare, she recalled. I walked in and couldn't even recognize him at first. The room spun. I thought I was going to pass out, but then I saw his eyes, and I knew he was still in there, still fighting. Amy's world stopped in that sterile hospital room. Time no longer held meaning, just the relentless ticking of the clock above the bed, the constant beeping of machines, and the hushed voices of nurses moving quickly around them. Dillon's injuries were extensive, requiring multiple surgeries, endless stitches, and a grueling road to recovery that even doctors admitted would test the strongest of spirits. But Dillon is no stranger to challenges. Those close to him describe him as a fighter, one who meets pain with grit and hardship with humor. And Amy? She's his rock, his anchor in the storm. The love between them, once on display through romantic Instagram posts and family adventures, now revealed itself in the truest form: devotion in crisis. I slept in a chair for nights on end, Amy shared. I didn't want to leave his side. I held his hand through every single moment. I kept whispering, "You're going to be okay. You have to be okay." The couple's young son, Daxton, became the driving force behind their strength. Amy tearfully described how she navigated being both mother and nurse, how she tried to keep things normal for their toddler while their lives had turned upside down. "I didn't want him to see Daddy like that, not at first. But kids are intuitive. He knew something was wrong. He'd point to Daddy's bandages and say, 'Boo-boo.' It broke me." The response from fans and followers was immediate and overwhelming. Messages of support poured in from around the world, offering prayers, words of encouragement, and shared stories of survival and healing. Amy, who has always been transparent about her life's ups and downs, found comfort in the collective compassion of a community she never expected to lean on so heavily. But the journey isn't over. Far from it. "This is going to take time," Amy admitted. "Dillon's still in pain. He still has good days and bad. Some days he can barely move. But he's here. He's alive. That's what matters." In a recent update, she shared a touching video of Dillon slowly walking through their living room, his steps cautious but determined, with Daxton cheering in the background. "Go, Daddy," the little boy squealed, clapping his hands. The moment was pure, unscripted, and unforgettable. Amy has turned her platform into more than just a place for updates. She's begun raising awareness about the dangers of home projects, about how quickly accidents can happen even in seemingly safe environments. She encourages people to wear proper safety gear, to never work alone, and to always follow precautions. "Please learn from us," she urged. "What happened to Dillon wasn't a fluke. It was a reminder that none of us are invincible." As the Kings continue their path toward recovery, one thing is certain: their love has grown stronger, deeper, and more resilient than ever before. What began as a horrific accident has now become a testament to human endurance and the unbreakable bonds of family. Amy's final words in her latest update summed it up perfectly. "We're not the same people we were before the accident. We're better. We love harder. We pray more. We hold each other a little tighter, because we've seen how fast it can all change." And for Amy and Dillon, that change, though painful, has given birth to a new kind of gratitude. One that breathes through every slow step Dillon takes. One that echoes in the laughter of a toddler cheering for his hero. One that lives in every heartbeat they share, stronger now than ever before.